So, as all of you know that it's day one of our training named as CCNA, Cisco Certified Network Associate. All right. So, I'm sure that you guys must be working, or some of you guys might be, freshers in this industry, and that's the best choice you made to start with CCNA. Because if we want to start our journey as a network engineer, or we want to learn about network fundamentals, CCNA is the best option to start with. Okay, but before that, just a quick introduction. Myself, Amit. Okay, and I've been working in this industry from last 8 years now. I've started my journey back in 2017, and I finished my training first from CCNA routing and switching to CCI routing and switching. And after 1 year of my finishing my training in 2018, I've started working in the industry. So from last 8 years, I'm in this industry of networking, where I work as a network engineer, or you can say as an implementation engineer. And in the meantime, I would love to share my knowledge also. That's why in my spare time, I deliver trainings. Okay. So we will be starting with our CCNA, which is Cisco Certified Network Associate. And this course is going to be very fundamental, and there are 0% you can say expectations from you guys, because let's say if you select CCNP or any other course, we would have some basic expectations that you must know about the basic stuff of IT networking. But if you're starting with CCNA, then if you know something about IP addressing and all, that's great. Otherwise, it's not a challenge, because again, we are going to start from scratch. So if I just give you a quick introduction of this course, which stands for Cisco Certified Network Associate. So we can focus on this first. Cisco, right? So it's a vendor in this IT networking field who is selling hardware, software, right, tech support, as well as IT certificates. And Cisco is the market leader in this field. Cisco is almost now, I think, 30 to 40 years in this industry, where they are selling hardware, software, tech support, IT certificates, and lot of other stuff. So the first course they have introduced was CCNA back in 1995 or something, because you know that building one product is one thing, but we also need engineers who can operate the networking devices, who can operate the whole network, router, switches. So you are supposed to make configurations, you are supposed to configure IP addresses and lot of things, right? So this was the first certificate launched by Cisco, but now there are, you can say, 30 plus certificates you can obtain from Cisco, but always we start with CCNA, Cisco Certified Network Associate. So Cisco is a multinational company, and the Cisco certificates are worldwide valid. You can get a job easily if you just have the good understanding of the basic fundamentals, as well as you have the certificate. You can go with the Cisco certificate, but that's a different thing. We are going to start here with CCNA 20301, because before 2020 the certificates was different, because we have multiple domains here from Cisco, we have routing and switching, then we can get expertise in security. After security, we can go in wireless domain, right? Then we have service provider, data center, network design, DevOps, or you can say DevNet. So there are a lot of streams in Cisco, but again, what Cisco did, Cisco said that whatever your interest is, again, you're going to start with CCNA, which is 20301. So before 2020, guys, there was CCNA routing and switching, There was CCNA security, CCNA wireless, CCNA service provider. But then what Cisco did in Fab 2020, they made changes in the certificates, and now we have just one CCNA course known as CCNA 20301. So even if you're interested to get a certificate from Cisco as well, then you'll be registering for CCNA 20301. There is no other certificate at the CCNA level. All right. So this is what we can get. Then in this CCNA training, we're going to start with the basics of IT networking. Right. So let me give you just quick agenda of this training here. Basics of networking. Here we'll be talking about OSI model and TCP/IP model. Then addressing, which is a very important topic. In this addressing, we'll talk about two most, or you can say widely used addresses known as MAC address and the IP address. In IP, we have two versions, IPv4 and IPv6. Because like having a name is very important for us, like human beings. Addressing is very important for a device to be part of a network so that it can communicate in the same network as well as in the different network. Right now we are having this conversation over a Zoom meeting, right? You might be located anywhere in the world, but still we are able to communicate. I'm able to deliver my content to you guys, and you're also able to communicate with me because your device is having an identity, a worldwide unique identity. Because of this, your machine is continuously receiving traffic, and you can also send the traffic in the other direction. So that's why we have the MAC addresses and IP addresses. But in IP, we'll be talking about IPv4 and IPv6 here. Then we are going to discuss about very important part of the network, which are the network devices. Again, if you guys are aware of this, great. Otherwise, guys, not a challenge because we're going to start from scratch. Like I said, we have switch and router. We have other type of devices also known as access point, or you can say the wireless router. So very important. But again, after getting some familiarity with the networking, we'll be starting with this networking devices where we'll discuss that, okay, what is a switch, what is a router, how to configure a switch, how does it look like, what is the role of a switch in the network, what is the role of a router in the network. Then wireless, because nowadays in local area network we use both technologies, we use wired technologies as well as wireless technologies. So having knowledge of both wired and wireless is very important. We'll be talking about switch, router, access point. Then switching, then our focus will be on switches. We'll be talking about like 1 or 2 weeks only on the switch. How does it look like, how to make the configurations, what is a VLAN, how does a switch forwards traffic, what how it takes the forwarding decisions, right? Then we're going to move to routing part. But alongside with the network, we're going to discuss about media. And here we're going to have two types of media, wired media and wireless media. Let's say nowadays we are more familiar with wireless because we are using wireless network everywhere. In our home network, we have wireless connectivity. You just connect your Wi-Fi in your mobile phone, in your laptop, in your desktop, in your you might be using a tab, right? So we always use wireless. But in local area network, you might have seen that I'm connecting a server with an Ethernet cable. The desktops are connected with an Ethernet cable. CCTV cameras are also connected with a wired network. So in the wired network, wireless network, what are the differences? What kind of wired cables we have? How much speeds they offer? This is also part of our discussion here. Switching, routing. Then network security, which is very important. So back in 1995, it might not be a big thing, right? But network security. But if you compare it to 2025, network security is the biggest concern. Network security is the biggest concern. By the way, network security is a very vast technology in itself. We're not going to like in depth, or we'll not be talking about each and every aspect of network security, but here we'll discuss about the basic practices which we can follow so that we can protect a network from internal threats as well as external threats. Right here, what kind of the best practices we have, as well as I'll give you an introduction to a device known as a firewall. By the way, firewall is a marketing term. Each vendor is having their own specific products with specific names. Let's say if you talk about Cisco. So Cisco was selling ASA in the past, adaptive security appliance, and now Cisco moved to FTD, firepower threat defense. So always remember that firewall is just a marketing term, nothing else. Each vendor is having their own products with a specific names and operating system. But here we'll discuss about that. Okay, what is the importance of network security? What kind of threats we can have? What kind of basic attacks someone can perform on the network? How we can protect against those attacks? Then how firewall can save a network, okay, or how it can act as a secure wall between our private network and the public network, private network and public network. After this, network security, like I said, wireless. So wireless is very important, but there are very fundamental knowledge which is required in wireless. So we'll be talking about wireless technology, guys. This is one of the you can say important and my favorite topic as well, because you know when you connect a wire, and in the wire we have copper, right? So it's a electrical conductive material, so it can carry your signals from one place to another place, or from one machine to another machine. Very very simple strategy, right? But when you see wireless technology, it's fantastic, right? You don't have any physical connection between two machines. There is no cable, no string attached, but still you notice that they are communicating with each other, and it's very smooth nowadays. Yeah, if you compare it to 10 to 20, 10 to 15 years ago, the wireless network was not that much stable, and as well as we were not getting very high speed connections. But if you compare it the wireless in 2025, so wireless is very smooth, offering high speed connections, right? And there is no challenge as compared to the past from the security point of view as well. So it is when once you start getting into this wireless technologies, you will notice that how the data is being sent from one machine to another machine without any cable, how the negotiation works, how we connect to the wireless access point, how we are getting an IP address. Then we there are hundred of people who are using the same Wi-Fi connection, but still there is no conflict. So it's the wireless technology is very interesting, and here we will be learning about the fundamentals of it, like what is an electromagnetic wave, how it travels, what is frequency, the wavelength, and amplitude. All of these things are involved in this wireless technology. After this, we have some part of automation as well. By the way, there is a different stream, full stream on this automation also, but here we are going to discuss the basic fundamental knowledge for network automation. Because again, configuring a device is either you can configure a device manually, or you can have the network automation in which you can automate most of the boring task using Python script or using centralized controllers. So network automation is also part of this training, but this is just a quick overview, okay? But there's a lot of things which we are going to discuss here and which we're going to cover in this training. Till now, guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask in this part. But this is not the whole course. We have a lot of topics into this. It was just a quick overview, okay? Any questions here?
No, good. You're good.
Anyone?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, guys. So I always believe in an interactive session. Okay. So whenever you have any confusion, any doubt, please let me know. Don't hesitate at all. Otherwise, it would be, just one way conversation, and which is, not very interesting. So let's make it interactive session, and let's make it like we are sharing knowledge here. So how many of you guys are very, freshers in this class? You just
Myself,
passed out of college or you are still in college?
I'm currently doing masters on
Okay.
cybersecurity.
Okay. All
I
right.
didn't understand the question, please.
Yes, those.
I didn't understand the question. Could you repeat again, please, Peter?
I said that you guys are working. How many of you guys are working in the industry, and how many of you guys are freshers? So you're working, Josh?
I've worked in this industry more than 5 years.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, yeah. I've experience.
You sound like an experienced guy. Yeah.
Yeah, but now I'm starting from zero. Let's mean that I know nothing. I'm starting from from zero. I'll not. I will be here to start learning from basic to advanced.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier, right? So no expectations at all from you guys at this level because it's CCNA. So yeah, we are going to start from scratch.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm here for learn. Don't forget about my experience now. So I'm starting from scratch. Scratch, please.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. I'm also working as NOC engineer in HCL. Okay, that's great. All right, guys, that was just a quick overview. Then we're going to start with the theory part. But if I
Okay.
just give you, sorry,
What is the duration of this course? Like how many days it will take to complete
duration
this
of this
subject?
course is that we are planning it, 5 days a week, first of
Okay.
all,
Hmm. Like
and
maximum
it's
how
going
many
to
days it
be
will
2 hours every day, Monday to
take? Okay.
Friday only, guys. Okay,
Okay.
so Saturday, Sunday we are off. We'll just have
Okay.
class Monday to Friday,
Hmm.
and timing is 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Indian Standard Time. So you can check it according to your time zone. You guys might be in a different time zone. So this is the timing for this class, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Duration is now we're starting it. Okay, so duration you can consider it as 2 months. Okay,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. By the end of January, we'll try to finish this course.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
hey,
And I'm
Adarsh,
also sorry.
are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but
This
your
is Pooja.
voice is not
Uh,
so loud.
okay, now you can hear me.
Yes, yes, Pooja, yes.
So, my question is that you just mentioned 2 months and 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. IST. So, in the case if I or someone miss any classes, how you gonna handle this?
Okay, so I'll recommend you guys not to miss the class if possible. First, second,
Mm-hmm.
you'll be provided with recording sessions.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if we have any question regarding the session, how you gonna entertain those?
So then you can reach out to me
Via email or
via
the
WhatsApp, or we'll have some sort of communication channel. Okay.
okay, thank you.
Yeah. Welcome. Yes, guys. Any query related to this, please feel free to ask. Then we'll move to the next part. This is a placement guarantee course. For this, I'm not the right guy, Paul. Okay. So the management will handle this part. But I can assure you one thing, if you'll be present in this class and you'll invest your some time in the studies, definitely you'll be get placed, okay, in a good company. I can guarantee you that. Okay, Paul? Yeah. Okay, guys, I think it makes sense now. We can start now. All right. So the first thing we're going to start is, again, like I said, from very basics. What is a network? Right. So now you guys might be present at different places. Like I'm in India right now, and it's 9:25 for me, and I'm delivering this training. So I'm able to deliver my message to you. You are able to deliver my message to, sorry, your message to me, and we're having this conversation. So whenever we talk about networking, so networking is the whole process of operating a network. But what is a network exactly? So network is what? A network is a group of devices connected with each other with some sort of media. Because the media is required, without media we can't have the connectivity. Again, the media is of two types, as we had this discussion: wired media, or we can have the wireless media. So right now the connectivity looks like this. You guys might be connected with your home Wi-Fi, right? This is your desktop, or you might have joined this training through a cell phone. You are connected to the nearest Wi-Fi router, but actual name of this device is access point, but for the simplicity we just call it the Wi-Fi router. So you might be connected with this Wi-Fi router at your home, office, or any cafe. You might have joined this training, but this Wi-Fi router is also connected using a physical cable. If you'll notice, a fiber cable, right? And it's going to the service provider network. That's the visibility we have at this moment. And we always represent a service provider network using this cloud. It doesn't mean that this is just a cloud. In this we have a lot of routers, which is physical cabling and all. But why we always represent it using a cloud? Because as long as we are paying for this connectivity, we don't care how it's working, right? That's a approach of an end user. So from a network perspective, there are always two types of perspective, guys: end user perspective and network engineer perspective. So now you guys have to change your perspective from the end user to the network engineer. Because for an end user, if this is just a desktop, and in the browser, if the user type www.youtube.com, YouTube is opened, right? You start watching content and you're enjoying your time. That's what a user expect from the network. That's why he's paying for the internet connection. He's not bothered about the technology behind this whole concept, how it's working, how we are trying to reach to the YouTube server, how we are getting the response. That's an end user perspective, and it's okay, it's completely fine because he's paying for that. is paying for that connection. But as a network engineer, we must know that how this communication is taking place. Once you type www.youtube.com in your browser, then what the machine is going to do? What is the step by step process and how you are receiving this whole data? So this understanding is very important for us, and that's why we are here. So network is what? A network is a group of devices connected with each other with some sort of media. But why? A network is used to share information and resources. Because sharing information is not the only agenda of a network. Building a network is built to share information and as well as the resources. Let's say you are family of 8 members. So you are not having 8 Wi-Fi connections. You are having just one Wi-Fi connection, and all of you guys are sharing that connection. All of you guys are able to access internet using only just one Wi-Fi connection or only just one internet connection. Okay, so we are able to share information. We have services and all other things running over this internet, but as well as we are able to share the resources. Like if you talk about a big company, right? They're saying what? They have a big printer. So that printer is also connected to the network. So instead of having a printer for each and every employee, they have just one big printer. You can use that printer and you can print whatever you want, right? Likewise, you are sharing the internet connection. In the companies, you also have a shared internet connection. You have a biometric machine. So with the help of this network, we can share the information as well as we can share the resources. That's why we are having this network here. And guys, we are talking about digital network in which all these things are involved. This is just a very basic design of a home network, which we were having this discussion here. In the companies, in the enterprise, we follow a different approach because we have hundred or thousands of users. So you can't follow the same approach. We need switches, we need routers, a lot of other stuff. But in just a home Wi-Fi connection, you just need a Wi-Fi router and you are paying monthly subscription fee. So network is a group of devices again connected with each other with some sort of media. And why we have this network? To share information and resources. What is the advantage of having this digital network, guys? Because if we compare it to before the era of this IT networking revolution or this digital network, we were having communication, we were sharing information, right? How we were sharing information at that time? So as all of you know, right, we were using the concept of post office letter. If you want to share some information, you have to write a letter. Then you go to the nearby post office. On this letter, you make sure that you add the information of the sender as well as the receiver. And this letter also contain your message. You go to the post office, you post it. Then the postman makes sure that it reaches the destination post office, right? Then they do what? They deliver it to the receiver. But nowadays, you just use your mobile phone, you open WhatsApp, right? You type a message and it's delivered in milliseconds. Delivered in milliseconds. So again, we are having the communication back in the time also, but the method of the communication has been changed with a lot of other benefits. So we were having this conversation, but there was a lot of problems in this kind of conversation and this type of communication, right? But there were a lot of problems, guys. Okay, let's take input from you as well. So what do you think, what kind of problems we were having in this kind of conversation as compared to the digital network or as compared to the digital communication? Please put it in the chat box, guys. What do you think? Very good. So these problems are solved by the digital network. First, we have the late communication, right? Okay. Network issue, slow communication. It takes weeks, months, right? Loss of letter. So we can say unreliable. Security concern. Latency. Those a lot of problems, right? So we're having all of these problems in the network. Network issues, slow communications, unreliability, security, latency, right? These were the problems in the post office communication method. All of these problems are solved in digital networks, guys. Now, you guys are all aware of this because it's not a new thing. You're using this network in your day to day life, but we are not just aware of the background technologies, how it's working. But all of these problems are solved. Network issue, very minimal. Slow communication, not at all, right? You see that in milliseconds, you can just deliver masses, you can have a video call over the WhatsApp, Instagram, whatever method you use in just seconds. Unreliability, no, not at all. You can just deliver the data, right? And you also get confirmation that your message has been delivered. Security, again, you always have to think about security, guys. Nothing is 100% secure in this world. But if you compare it to the traditional way of communication, the digital networks are way more secured using data encryptions and all. Hello. Please mute if you don't want to speak. You can mute yourself, guys. Okay. And then latency. So basically, latency is again, the time taken by a packet to go from point A to point B, and latency means that this is the time taken. So if your message keeps waiting in one post office instead of going to the other post office, going to the another post office, so the latency keeps adding, right? And it will take more and more time. Again, these problems are also solved by the digital network. All right. Then here, when we communicate or whenever we send a message, we always have types of communication. We always have type of communication. You guys might have heard of Unicast, that you have the Unicast communication, or we have the multicast communication as well as the broadcast communication. So we have the unicast communication, multicast, and broadcast. So unicast, as its name suggests, like when you are having a private conversation. Anycast is there also. I think, yeah, Anycast was added in IPv6. Okay, Anup. So we can add Anycast also here. Let's say unicast, multicast, broadcast, and Anycast. So what does this unicast means? Unicast is very simple, one sender and one receiver. One sender and one receiver. This is known as unicast communication. If you need privacy, right, in that case we need unicast communication. Like if you want to deliver some message to the other right person, but you want it private, then you can have unicast communication. There's only one sender and on the other side there's only one receiver. If you talk about multicast, what does this multicast means? As its name suggests, multi. So in case of multi, we have one sender and multiple receivers, but only specific group of people. Let's say this class, this is a multicast way of communication. There's only one sender, me, right? And you guys are receivers, let's say. But you're not everyone. You are just few specific person who are receiving this data. So I'm sending you this information and you are the receivers on the other side. So we can have a communication, one sender and multiple receivers also. Then the broadcast, right? There are nationwide broadcast messages. Let's say there's some emergency kind of situation. Then there's a cyclone, weather broadcast. All of this information is known as broadcast. One sender and all other are receivers. It's known as broadcast. New channels. Yes, you can say that. Anycast. One sender to the nearest receiver. One sender to the nearest receiver. That's known as Anycast. This is very interesting. The Anycast. We'll discuss about it. Our Zoom meeting is multicast. Yes, Sridhar, it's multicast. Now, according to you, which one is best? Unicast, multicast, broadcast. Out of these three, which one is best, guys?
It depends on situation. I mean, what kind of communication we want to do.
Yes, very good. So most of the time we get a response like, okay, unicast is best because in the unicast we have the privacy. But it totally depends on the requirement. It totally depends on the requirement. Because, having unicast conversation, you have the benefits of unicast. Unicast is, one to one. So you have the privacy, right? One sender, one receiver, best. But in some cases, if you want to deliver like this conversation, this data, if I have to deliver this training to you guys, but one by one, the content is not private, the information is not private. But if I have just one option, which is unicast, then it's going to be very challenging. Likewise, in networking, if you have some information and you are supposed to share it with a lot of other people, not all of them, but to specific guys, then you can have it as multicast. Multicast one sender and multiple receivers. So in this case, what is the best option? We said, okay, let's make a group of people who are interested in this training, and we put them in all of these people to the same group. Okay, you want to learn CCNA? Okay, you can go to this class. You are interested in CCNP, you can go to this class. So in that case, we have specific group of people who are willing to receive the same information. Then it's a better option to deliver it as multicast. Likewise, if we compare it to the real network, guys, let's say we have bunch of users here. This is a switch, and then we have a server here. In this case, let's say PC1, PC2, PC3, and PC4. If PC1 and PC2 is having some conversation, this needs to be private. Okay, great, makes sense. This can be unicast because the content is private. But if the server is having a file, xyz.txt file, let's say, in that case, and all of these user wants it, or let's say out of four user, three of them wants this information, we have two options. Either if do you go with the unicast, you know what this server has to do, guys? This server has to generate three copies of the same data. It will say, okay, xyz dot text server, I'm the sender, and PC1 is the receiver. Then it will generate one more copy of the same data because this is unicast. And in unicast, you always have one-to-one conversation. Server 1 is the sender, PC2 is the receiver. Then we have xyz dot text. And here we have server and PC3 is the receiver. XYZ dot text server PC3. So this server has to generate three copies, guys. So you this having unicast conversation is CPU intensive also in cases if the same information is required or needs to be delivered to multiple hosts or multiple machines. So this server has to generate a lot of copies. Second, this is the media. And media is like a road which we use in our daily life.
చెప్తున్నాడు క్లాస్ చెప్తున్నాడు
If you have more vehicles on the road, you're always going to have the congestion. Likewise, you have to place multiple packets on the same media. That's why in this case we can go with multicast. In case of multicast, the server will generate just one copy of the data, and that copy will be delivered to each and every machine. So that would be considered as multicast. That would be considered as multicast. In case if you want broadcast, means everybody wants to receive it, then even instead of having or delivered it to the specific class, you can just give it to everyone. You can just take an example of a, let's say, a school, right? So we have like standards, right? First standard, second standard, like this. So let's say there's a classrooms, right? in the school. And then there's an assembly hall. And then there's the principal office. So if the principal wants to deliver a message to everyone, and in this school we have 1000 students, so the principal is not going to call each and every student in the principal room and telling them one by one. It will say, okay, please ask all the students to come to the assembly hall, and he will deliver the message from this assembly hall to everyone. So it is similar to a broadcast. But let's say there's some message which needs to be delivered to standard 10 class. Principal will go to this classroom, deliver this message to this classroom only. That would be an example of a multicast, because this message needs to be delivered to specific students or a group of students. So it's a better idea to deliver it to them, right, in this classroom only instead of in the assembly hall. Then there's a message for just one student. So principal office will send someone, call him to the principal office and give this message one by one. This kind of communication is going to be unicast. So again, this is just for your reference. This is just, to understand it better. We have the unicast communication, multicast, as well as broadcast. So each one of them is having their own advantages and disadvantages. So at certain time, the unicast is best, the multicast is also best, and the broadcast is also best. But there's a message. Okay, understood. Then, like we have added in the last, which is known as Anycast, one sender to the nearest receiver. This is a very innovative, you can say, kind of communication and very important. Anycast. In this case, sender is one, but receiver is the nearest device. It means what? It means we have multiple machines to give the same service, right? So if we have an example here, Anycast communication, just a visual representation. Yes. So here we have a visual representation of Anycast communication. What does this Anycast means? Let's say we have a lot of YouTube servers all around the world, and I'm in India right now. So I'll be getting response from the nearest YouTube server, from the nearest YouTube server. So Anycast is a network addressing and routing method where a single IP address is assigned to multiple servers. But we haven't discussed about the IP addressing yet. But when a user sends a request, the network uses a lot of technical details are given here. But for a moment, just understand this. This is a machine, right? And we're trying to access youtube.com. So as per your geographical location, you will be getting response from the nearest server. All of these servers might be having the same IP address. But once you'll send the request, the devices or the routers will try to locate that this is the nearest server. Let's get a response from this one. What would be the advantage of having a response from the nearest server, guys? Any guesses? Why do we prefer the nearest server?
Latency.
Yes, latency. Because if you'll get the response from the farthest device or server, going to have more and more latency, and the user experience will be ruined. So you always think, you always notice all these domains, all these markets, the social media, YouTube, Netflix, all of these markets are just focused on one thing: user experience, right? Even when you make a voice call, again, we always make sure, or the companies always make sure that you're not having latency. Your message should be delivered instantly, right? So we always have to make sure that the user is getting the best experience. And that's why the same thing is here in case of Anycast. You will be getting response from the nearest device. You'll be getting response from the nearest device. That's why we call it Anycast. Make sense, guys? Any questions, please feel free to ask till now in these three types of communication. Sorry, four types of communication: unicast, multicast, broadcast, and Anycast.
Sir, can I see the previous notes, sir?
Uh, this one,
Sir, can I see the previous topics?
previous topics.
Now you are explaining. Yes, sir. Wait, sir, I'll take a screenshot, sir. I am late because of network issue, sir.
Can you repeat about multicast?
Yes,
Hello.
yes, yes, yeah,
So can you repeat about multicast?
sure. So in the multicast, as its name suggests, one to many, in which you have one sender and multiple receivers. Not all of them are the receiver, but only a specific group of machines who are interested to receive this multicast traffic. Who are interested to receive this multicast traffic. This is what is known as multicast. Okay. So in which we have just one sender and multiple receivers. The definition is very easy for multicast, in which, like I said again, we have one sender and multiple receivers. So it means if you have a lot of users in the network, this is a switch. With the help of the switch, they are connected. This is a server, and let's say in this server we have the exam results for first year students, let's say. Then instead of sending it to everyone, you can just create a group, and in that group you can just make sure that only the people of the first year or the students from the first year are added, and you can just deliver the data only to them instead of delivering this information to everyone, or instead of delivering this information to the people one by one. In that case, we would prefer to go with multicast, in which multiple users are receivable, but not all of them. Because that's why when you look at multicast and broadcast, they look almost similar. The multicast and broadcast, they are almost similar, but there's just a basic difference. That the multicast means only specific receivers or specific machines who are interested in a particular data. Make sense now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, can I see the syllabus, sir?
Sorry.
Can I get the syllabus, sir? Syllabus of this course.
Yeah, you will get it over an email. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. All right, guys. Type of communication. What is a network? The advantages of having a digital network. Then all these things. Let's talk about one more basic stuff here in the network, and which is known as modes of communication. Again, you guys might have noticed it, right? But here we're going to discuss about these three modes of communications as well, which is very basic knowledge required to understand the network, known as simplex. Then we have the half duplex and the full duplex. So this concept is similar to a couple. Okay, this is the starting period when the boy and girl both have the permissions to talk at the same time. They can have bidirectional communication. Then this is like the man start losing power. He has to listen more and speak less. And then simplex, this is after marriage concept. Okay, so the communication is one way only. You just have to listen. You can't speak much here. You'll just keep having one way of communication. In this case, you will be silent most of the time, and that's it. That's the idea behind this concept, half duplex, simplex. Okay, so simplex is one way communication. In this case, the traffic only flow in one direction, so we have these type of connections. Okay, let's see Netflix. So when you're watching a movie on Netflix, it's just a simplex communication, one way communication. Netflix server is sending you some data and you're receiving it. There is no other way around. You're watching a movie on television, right? So again, that's a one way communication. That's a one way communication. So traffic only flow in one direction. That is known as simplex, guys. Then we have the half duplex. In case of half duplex, we have two-way communication but not at the same time. Two-way communication but not at the same time. That is known as half duplex. Two-way communication but not at the same time. It's known as half duplex. Then we have full duplex, guys, two-way communication. at the same time. You can send and you can receive. Let me explain. Full duplex is two-way communication at the same time. So earlier, guys, there was a communication simplex only, but we have examples of this type of communication as well, in which data is just flowing in one direction. In case of half duplex, nowadays in the digital networks, we don't have this type of communication, half duplex. If you talk about earlier, we are using a very famous and very well-known technology of cabling known as Ethernet. So, guys, earlier the cable was Ethernet, but it was capable of half duplex. Does that mean? In this means the physical cable, the physical cable is having only just one medium. So either you can send data or you can receive the data. If both the processes are going on same time, then there will be a collision. That's known as half duplex, two-way communication, but not at the same time because the physical cable was not able to have both types of, or you can say, data send and receive at the same time. But nowadays we have the full duplex. So only example of half duplex nowadays is walkie-talkie. In the walkie-talkie environment, either you can send or you can receive. But in today's network, okay, nowadays we have only full duplex communication in which we can transmit at the same time and receive also. So two-way communication at the same time. In this case, we have the cables which are capable of sending and receiving data at the same time. So you can send and receive and you can have the bidirectional communication. Like right now we are having this conversation. So in your desktop, you can upload the video, you can download the video. You might be watching a YouTube video and you're also uploading some data. You are having conversation, you're having chats. So that's how you see that your device is capable of having bidirectional communication without any conflict, without any challenges. Without any conflict and without any challenges, we have bidirectional communication. So there are three modes of communication always. This simplex, half duplex, and full duplex. In our digital networks, you will rarely see the concept of half duplex nowadays. We have only full duplex. You can send and you means the machine can send and receive at the same time, guys, which is known as mode of communication: simplex, half duplex, and full duplex. Any challenge here? Any questions?
No.
No, sir.
Okay, very easy part, right? But it's very important here in CCNA. All right. So again, if we come back to the network part, here we've discussed about what is a network, right? Then we have type of communication, modes of communication. After this, guys, we also have types of network. That's why I said the first class is just going to have the basic discussion of a network, basic analogy, basic terms which you see in your day-to-day life. And as a CCNA student, it's very important to understand this thing. So here in the types of network, you guys are going to see that we have a local area network. Okay. Then we'll be having wide area network. And most of the time you guys will be working in local area network in the initial days. If you're working in service provider network, yes, that's a wide area network. So metropolitan area network, campus area network. Likewise, you can have a lot of different types, but mainly we have just two, which is local area network and wide area network. You can also say private area network. But guys, mainly we have just two types of networks known as metropolitan area, sorry, the local area network and the wide area network. This is known as LAN. This is known as WAN. Local area network, wide area network. You can call it MAN and private area network. So whenever we characterize, or you can say differentiate between different types of networks, we always do this on basis of two criteria most of the time. First, the number of users. Second, the distance between the machines who are having the conversation or providing the network. So if you talk about local area network, if you talk about local area network, any guesses, guys, in local area network? What does it means? If you just look at this name, local
Yeah,
area network.
it's a network of some office, some section. It can be some department.
Very good. Yes, guys. Anyone else wants to add something here?
Kind of private network.
Kind of a private network. Okay. Very good. For some specific area network, yes, Pradeep. Very good.
limited area.
Limited area. Very good. Okay. So first of all, local area network, guys. A network which is,
LAN is a small. Sorry to interrupt.
yeah, no problem. Yes.
As I was talking on mute. Sorry. So I think LAN is, a local area specific network within small rooms like, school or an office or something like that, and that can be a LAN network.
Yes, very good. So kind of you can say in a small geographical area, right?
Correct, correct.
All
Yes.
right. Very good. So as like you guys said, local area network. So by the way, as its name suggests, a LAN is a small size network which is located in a small geographical area. It can be a building, it can be a floor, school, hospital, or any shop, right? Which they have a small number of users, limited number of users, you can say, and a very small geographical area. It would be considered as a local area network. So, guys, for the definition purpose, instead of writing this much stuff, let's just do this here. We can write it, but it'll take a lot of time to write all this stuff. It's better that we discuss about it. So, like I said, a local area network connect devices like computers, printer, and phone within a small specific area like a office, campus, allow them to communicate and share resources, files, internet by Ethernet cables or Wi-Fi, creating a private network for fast local exchange. Because in local area network, we are using both types of media, guys. We are using wired media as well as we are using wireless media. So both types of medias are used in local area network. Then the key characteristics, like how you identify that it's a local area network or not. So first of all, the limited area. First of all, the limited area. Confined to a single building or small group of buildings, distinguish it from larger wide area networks. Enables user to share printers, storage, and a single internet connection. And a single internet connection. Connection methods uses wired, you can say Ethernet for speed and stability, or wireless, you can say Wi-Fi for flexibility, or wireless for flexibility. Components, routers, switches, cables, and access point to manage traffic. Access point for the wireless connectivity. Examples: home Wi-Fi, school, computer labs, and corporate offices network are all local area network. But with the limited area, you can just add one more point here. Limited users, or only limited and authorized users are allowed to join a LAN, local area network. If you compare it to wide area network, you just pay for the connection and you are welcome. You can use the Wi-Fi or you can use the internet, which is the part of wide area network. So Ethernet, or you can say the local area network, is a small geographical network which might be located in a small building or specific area. It would be considered as LAN, guys. And we have both types of media, wired media and wireless media. Do we have a sample design here? Hmm. Okay, that's a sample design. In this sample design, we have this local area network. We have this wireless router. This wireless router will give connectivity to wireless machines also. Okay, and this is the LAN cable connected to laptop, computer, printer. So this is kind of a local area network in which you can connect to the rest of the machines. You can have all types of communication here. You can have unicast, you can have multicast, and you can also have the broadcast. All these type of communication is supported in local area network, unicast, multicast, and broadcast. So having this all type of communication is very helpful, as well as we can share the resources. You might have a server connected here, let's say. This server can also be shared among all of these machines. The server can be shared among all of these machines. On this server, we can have the common files. So they can upload and download to this server as well. So having this local area network is always beneficial in order to share the information, as well as to share resources, as well as to share resources. Likewise, we have a wide area network. So if you look at this, as its name suggests, wide area network. So guys, if you look at internet, if you look at internet, what does this internet exactly? What is this? Whenever you say internet is not working or internet is working, or you'll say, okay, if you want to have an online class, you need an internet connection. What does this internet word is actually? What does this means? Internet. Is this a network? Is this some, you can say, artificial stuff? Does it exist actually or not?
Can I answer?
Yeah,
It
sure.
invisibly exists.
It invisibly exists. Okay, exists. Okay,
Yeah, the network is an interconnection of a metropolitan area network around the world.
very good.
It's yeah, is a world is a network of the world that connects many via fiber via microwave. We have some fibers in the sea that connect and continent and countries, and meanwhile, network is a connection of a metro LAN area network around the world.
Very good. So
Yeah.
that's what is internet, right? So we or I don't want to go that side, but guys, if you just pay attention to this internet word, okay, when you say internet, so you have to understand two things: intranetwork and internetwork. If you'll understand this, then the internet will make sense. Intranetwork is simply means if the source and destination machine belongs to the same network. That's known as intra-network communication. And then you say inter-network. So if we just look at the name, inter-network, what does this means exactly? If the source and destination machine belongs to different networks, that is known as inter-network communication. So the word is inter-network basically. We have started calling it internet, and we Indians also call it sometimes net. Simple. Net is not working, or you can say internet is not working. So basically, when you are trying to access Google server and you're not getting a response, you'll say, okay, net is not working, or you'll say internet is not working. So what does this means? This your communication with the Google server is internet? No, that's not just the whole internet, right? So basically, internet means one simple thing. When two networks, which are separated by a distance, they communicate with each other. If the communication is successful, it means internet is working. If the communication is not successful, the internet is not working. So when we talk about wide area network, so wide area network is what? Wide area network is providing communication between local area networks separated by a large distance, separated by a geographical distance. That's what wide area network is doing here. That's what wide area network is doing here. Wide area network, or you can simply call it WAN. So let's say this is your LAN. In this, you have a Wi Fi router and you have the users, right? You have a mobile phone. This is a LAN which belongs to you. Then there's some LAN somewhere else, local area network. You might have router here, you have a switch here, and then you have the users connected to it. Then this is Google server, server 1, server 2, server 3. This is not the exact connectivity, but we are just having this simple idea here. And then they have a router also. But they are separated by large distance, guys. Let's say this site is in India, right? This is in Australia, let's say, and the servers are located in USA. Now, what you need here, if you want to access this Google server, let's say, so one option you have is you have your own physical connectivity here. You'll just have your own cable, which is not even possible, right? Practically not possible. You can't have direct connectivity here to here. So what then? What people did? Then there were companies with huge money, right? They said, okay, we will be providing you connectivity, known as ISP, Internet Service Provider. You just need a lease line, right? You will just pay for the subscription and don't worry about it at all. Then there might be an ISP in US. Then might be an ISP in Australia. Then there are bigger ISPs who provide connectivity to these ISPs also. So we have, the submarine cables under the sea. We have a submarine cable. And guys, you will be surprised to see this if I show you the submarine map, how the world is connected. So there's a proper submarine map in which you can see we have cable under the sea, right? Just to forward our traffic. You see, this is the world map here. Right now, if I just focus on India, you notice that we have a lot of points connecting us to rest of the world. This is a point in Mumbai. Then we have a point in Trivandrum. Then, okay, on the other side, there's a place in Diga. This is a location. Then I think this is Chennai. Okay, yeah, here it is Chennai. So this is the submarine cable map. That's how India is connected to whole world. There are a lot of vendors, lot of providers who build this infrastructure because this is not possible for a just one company to build this huge infrastructure. It's need a lot of money, guys. If you just put this on Mumbai, Sorry, this map is not working correctly. Let's refresh the page. What happened to this site? If we just click on Mumbai, so from Mumbai, we are connected to all these locations. Connected to all these locations. We're going to Africa, Asia, Africa, Bay of Bengal, Europe, India, Falcon, Asia, Gulf, Breeze, International Cable, North Africa Cable System. So the wide area network is very huge network, which is connecting all these local area networks together. So first of all, we have a wide area network inside the country, which provides the connectivity from cities, between the cities, right? And then to connect this whole world, we are using these submarine cables lay down under the sea, and they're forwarding our traffic from places to places. And there's a lot of different vendors and companies are involved in this, because this is very you can say it needs a lot of money, actually, a lot of resources to build this whole infrastructure. So that's what wide area network is doing here exactly. This is the whole background, and in this case a lot of companies are involved. But most of the time, whenever we learn about IT networking or whenever we are in CCNA, you will notice that we just represent the internet service provider using this cloud architecture or cloud structure. Why? Because we don't care what's going on inside this infrastructure, as long as we are paying for this and we are getting the internet access. That's not our cup of tea. But as a network engineer, we must know, at least we must know that how the things are working, how the traffic is going from point A to point B again. At basic level of understanding of this ISP infrastructure is also required. Then that's why if we talk about wide area network, so what wide area network is doing, like I said, providing connectivity to different local area networks together. That's the agenda of wide area network. This is just for your notes purpose, guys. Later you can make notes. Okay. Geographical scope, purpose. So the key characteristics of a wide area network. So first of all, what wide area network do? A wide area network connects computer and smaller networks over large distance, such as cities, countries, or globally, enabling communication and resource sharing across different locations, with the internet being the largest example. Businesses use WAN to link offices, while technologies like lease lines, VPNs, MPLS, SD-WAN facilitate these broad connections. Key characteristics: geographical scope spans large areas, unlike LAN, which covers small local spaces. Connect networks link multiple local areas. So, millions of local area networks are building the internet together, making them functions as a single large system. Purpose: facilitate data exchange, collaboration, and share resources like cloud services for organizations or individual distances. How it works? Of course, it needs a lot of infrastructure. So, first, infrastructure use various technologies for long distance links, including fiber optic cables, DSL, and cellular, satellite, or lease lines from telecom providers. Protocols relies on packet switching and protocol like MPLS. We'll talk about this. What does a protocol means? Management often managed by a service provider, though businesses build private WAN for specific needs also. This is what a wide area network is, guys. This is what a wide area network is doing here, providing connectivity between different local area networks. Even they are hundred or thousands of kilometers away from each other. Right now, if may I just ask you guys to just put down your location in the comment box. Let's see how far we are located from each other. Yeah, guys, just put your location in the chat box. Where are you located at the moment? Texas, USA, Goa, Bangalore, Hyderabad, USA, Bangalore. You see, Bangalore, Singapore, Hyderabad, Goa. You see that, right? And we're just thousands of kilometers away from each other, but still we are able to communicate. All possible because of this wide area network. All possible because of this connectivity. Otherwise, we would not be having this conversation. Where are you located? I'm located in India, Delhi. Yeah. So that's known as wide area network, guys. So a lot of technologies are involved, and we'll be going into specific details later on that what is an Ethernet cable, what does a protocol means, what kind of protocols we are using, what is VPN. That's a later discussion. But right now we just need to understand that we have different types of network. Metropolitan area network. The scope of metropolitan area network is just inside a city. Okay. Let's say if I talk about Delhi, in Delhi we have East Delhi, West, North, South. So in this case, let's say if you have a company based in Delhi only and they wants to have communication only in Delhi. So you can have just a metropolitan area network which can provide connectivity among them. So if the network is just located in just one area, it will be considered as hello. Okay, please mute yourself, guys. Then we have the campus area network, guys. Campus area network and local area network. There's just one difference. Let's say if you have a university, so instead of calling it a local area network, we would be calling it a campus area network. It is just not located in one floor or one building. It is located across a campus. You can have multiple buildings there. Let's say Cisco. So there's an office of Cisco in Bangalore, headquarter in India. Okay. So there are multiple buildings, building one, two, three, four, five, like this. And they have just one network. But I'll not be calling it wide area network. Because whenever you look at local area network is owned by a single organization. The owner of this is just one organization. But if you look at wide area network, it's not owned by a single organization. It is owned by multiple organizations. They are all playing important roles in this. But local area network is owned by a single organization. Likewise, the campus area network. So if you have multiple buildings and they are connected together, instead of calling it local area network, you can call it wide area network. Sorry, instead of local area, you can call it campus area network. So area network is just a big LAN. Campus area network is just a big local area network, which is not just located in this one building, it's located across multiple buildings. As its name suggests, campus area network. Then we have the private area network. Why the private area network is not very important? Because it is like a hotspot. When you give hotspot to your mobile phone to someone else, that is known as a private area network. You don't need any special hardware to build the private area network. It doesn't require any technical knowledge, right? You can just simply build it using your mobile phone. You're having Bluetooth connections. All these type of connections are considered as private area network, PAN. So I hope all of these types of network make sense, guys. And It's clear, right? Any questions till now?
Please repeat metropolitan area network.
Actually, metropolitan area network means a network which is located in just one city. Metropolitan area network. So the scope of this metropolitan is not beyond a specific geographical location. If you compare it to wide area network is saying that okay, wherever you're placed in the world, I can just provide you the connectivity. But metropolitan area is saying that okay, I'm just giving services in this city only. If you want connectivity from one part of the city to the another part, then you can just have it through the metropolitan area network. Okay. If you could find a sample topology here, metropolitan area network used by a cable TV network. But inside just one city. Okay, note. Does LAN need any central router to run? Yes, Pooja. LAN needs routers, LAN needs switches, LAN need a firewall. Okay, LAN need all of these things. So our main discussion will be on local area network in the upcoming days. We'll be building this LAN. But instead of LAN, we use a more, you can say, specific term known as enterprise network. We call it a enterprise network. So we'll be talking about what is required to build a LAN, what kind of hardware is required, the devices, routers, switches, firewall, how they're placed together, because you can't have a random topology, right? You have a network architecture as well. Switches have some places to connect, then routers, firewalls, and all. All right. So yes, we need a router in local area network. Yes, guys, any further questions here, please feel free to ask. Otherwise, we will wrap up here today. Okay. We'll be starting from tomorrow, 9 p.m.
Hello.
Yes.
So what is the difference between campus area network and metropolitan area network?
Campus is just inside one building, it's not going beyond that.
Okay.
Okay. Like I said, there's just one office of a company, let's say Cisco, like in Bangalore. So they just have one campus. They have multiple buildings, B1, B2, B3, but it's just located in one part of the Bangalore in just one specific area, in just one, or you can say multiple buildings. So instead of calling it metropolitan, it is not spanned across the whole city of Bangalore, right? It's not like okay, one Cisco building is in one part of the Bangalore, another building is in the another part of the Bangalore. It's just located in a specific place. So it's a campus area network. Let's say Cisco decided that okay, we'll be having five buildings, but in just five different parts of Bangalore. Then you need a metropolitan area network to connect all these sites together.
Sir,
Yes,
difference between LAN and PAN, sir.
LAN and
PAN, private area network, and
like I said that we have just mainly two types of networks, local area network and wide. Private area network is just a very basic example like you have a hotspot in your mobile phone. Okay, that is considered as a private area network. So sometimes you might just be exploring on the internet, or you might hear from someone else, okay, do you know about private area network? And you'll be like, okay, we haven't heard of this. So that's why I mentioned this here. Private area network is simply means just built by, temporary network. You can just easily build it and you can destroy it, and it just has very limited number of users, two, three, or four users, or five users, not more than that. Sir, can't we call campus area network as enterprise networks? Yes, Rohit, you can call it. But when we say types of network, in that case, we can't call it enterprise. Okay. Is that clear, guys? What is LAN and PAN? The difference? LAN is a fully functional network. You need infrastructure to build it.
Hello.
Yes.
So how metropolitan area networks are connected?
There's a concept of metro Ethernet, Metro E, right? That's a technology used to connect all these sites together. Just Ethernet cabling using repeaters and all. They provide connectivity across the city.
And sir, are these cables are used Ethernet cables or through
Yes.
radio frequency RF cables?
See, we can extend it using wireless connectivity as well as wired connectivity. So
And
it
is
totally
there any
depends on the
limitations with,
organization. Of course,
is
there's a
there any
limitation. In case of
limitation?
wide area network, we can have more stability in the connections and more security.
Okay.
But the wireless is cost effective. It's less cheaper than wired.
What are those called, sir? Wireless.
That's known as outdoor wireless, because whenever we talk about wireless, there are two types of technologies: indoor wireless, outdoor wireless. So there are different devices for the outdoor wireless, but even they are
Uh,
not that expensive compared to the cabling infrastructure you need to build. Okay.
for example, sir.
For example, let's say air fiber. Like nowadays, you see that Geo Fiber is offering air fiber. Instead of
Yeah.
installing the cables, they just have one base stations, and using that base stations, they just extend the connectivity across the city
Okay.
just to expand their services. Can I see the starting pages topic? I can't get, sir, please. Okay. By the way, these notes will be shared in the WhatsApp group, guys. Once we'll have this, by tomorrow, we'll see. We can have the WhatsApp group. In that, the notes will be shared. Okay. Yeah, but you can also take a screenshot.
Hello.
Hello. Yes.
Sir, can we call air fibers and Geo air fibers, Airtel air fibers? Can we call them as Anycast also?
No, we can't call it Anycast. Anycast is a different thing. That's a type of communication. That's not a type of network.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, we can't call it Anycast.
Okay.
Yeah. So all the wireless communication will happen through the access point. Depends, Pradeep. Either it's a indoor wireless or outdoor wireless. Okay. So in the indoor wireless, yes, the access point act as the center of the wireless communication. What is the full form of CCNA? The full form of CCNA is this: Cisco Certified Network Associate. Okay. Sivaram.
How are we going to get this notes?
So by tomorrow, guys, we will be having a WhatsApp group. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And in that WhatsApp group, we'll have this. notes. The notes will be shared there. All right, guys. Then
Thank you.
have a good night.
Okay, thanks, teacher. See you.
Yeah, guys. Have a
Okay, have a
good day.
great day, you all.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Come see you. Thanks. Okay. Yeah.